Lemmy, one of the members of the Koopalings. He and the others are such important and iconic characters in the series. But how did he change throughout the years in terms of gameplay, use, story, and game design? Well, let's find out. Now this little fella is one of the Koopalings, a clan of 7 siblings that act as leaders of the Koopa troop under Bowser. This fun little being is the smallest of the group, and is often associated with childish traits due to his stature and personality. He's named after Lemmy Kilmister, the founder of the heavy metal band Motorhead. Lemmy was first seen in Super Mario Bros. 3, where he and the other Koopalings aid Bowser in his conquest of the various realms of the Mushroom World. He takes over Iceland, stealing the magic wand of its king and turning him into either a seal or a Monty Mole. And we eventually find and battle him in the cabin of his airship. So, overall, a quite simplistic story. On the other hand, we could have expected this. The game overall doesn't have an in-depth story. So of course, this also goes for the bosses. All the story is still in the booklet. This happened a lot in earlier games. Most likely because the hardware just wasn't advanced enough to include a lot of storytelling. And besides that, during this time period, video games were a bit experimental, so they mainly focused on the gameplay. So at this point, Lemmy was still lacking a real character. Something that made him stand out and really different from the others. Now for his boss fight. Was this any better than his story and character? In the fight, he rides a rubber ball around and uses his wand to summon additional balls. Once summoned, they do not disappear. The balls are obstacles and can be jumped on, but will shrink Mario or Luigi or make them lose a life if they are touched in any other way. Besides that, it's very much like all the other boss fights. Just jump on his head 3 times and he is defeated. Now the thing that makes Lemmy different in terms of combat compared to the others is the balls, and these do their job quite well. They create a hectic situation, and this only gets worse over time, since the balls stay and don't disappear. So you need to avoid them and get to Lemmy and try to hit him. Overall, one of the harder boss fights in the game. And it's also quite original, since we haven't seen anything like this in any of the other Mario games that came before. However, this is the 3rd game in the series. Now we also saw him in the next Mario game, Super Mario World, where he is helping with Bowser's invasion of Dinosaur Land. Now the story stays about the same, no character development yet, but there are a lot of changes in his boss fights. The balls are completely gone. Instead, Lemmy pops out of warp pipes to attack, along with 2 Lemmy dummies. Lemmy and the dummies need to be avoided except for stomping, and this also goes for a zigzag lava bubble, but you don't want to stomp on that one. After getting stomped 3 times, Lemmy is defeated and forced out of a warp pipe into the lava below. So this is completely different, however the element of chaos is still a thing. You have to hit the right one and they all pop out at the same time. So paying attention is crucial. However, overall the fight became a lot easier. The only thing you really have to look out for is the lava bubble, which is way easier than 3 bouncing balls. And the difference between the dummies and the real one are also quite big, making it easy to spot the right one. So this boss fight is not as good as the previous version in my opinion. Sure, it does something new, but it's not that fun or challenging. Now after this, it all died down a bit. The Koopalings disappeared for unknown reasons, but the only thing that makes sense is the fact that it all became 3D. After this, the N64 came out, and the first 3D Mario platformers were made. And maybe they dropped them because of this. They would have to be redesigned to function in this new world after all. This was a dark age. However, I have something to cheer you up. Quid, a cool new app where you can collect all kinds of stickers, cards and 3D figurines from all kinds of pop culture things. For example, Rick and Morty. Season 3 episode 2 was amazing by the way. Or Family Guy, Game of Thrones, Powerpuff Girls and way more. You can use the stickers that you collect as emojis in iMessage. And clearly, these stickers are way better than the normal stuff. Now some stuff on the app is extremely rare, like certain cards, figurines, all that stuff. So collecting them all is gonna be tough. However, you can also trade with people, making it easier to find that one sticker that you really want. So overall, there's a lot of cool stuff, And guess what? It's a free app. It costs absolutely nothing. So go check it out. My name on the app is WilyYT, so be sure to add me on it, then we can trade and stuff, which makes both of us happy. Link to the app is in the description and in the comments section, so go have a look and give it a go. So now that we're all happy again and saw some funny stickers of Rick and Morty and such, we're going to look past this dark age. After 19 years, Lemmy finally came back to the Mario franchise. He was seen in New Super Mario Bros Wii. In the beginning of the game, we get a fun little cutscene where the Koopalings are inside of a cake and kidnap Princess Peach. This already shows the big difference between the old and new games. This time around, they start to build some story and personality around the characters. Little details and touches like this cutscene make it more special, and there are many more examples of this, and it's all because of the more powerful console and less experimental times. Especially the ending is cool. Also, Lemmy changed yet again. However, this time in a more positive way, since he became more like the Super Mario Bros 3 version. There are now two versions, one that's easy and another that's harder. He is first found at the end of World 3's tower. Here he uses his wand to summon balls and bounces them towards the player. They can be jumped on for boosts, but are obstacles otherwise. Unlike in Super Mario Bros 3, the balls will not shrink Mario or Luigi or make them lose a life if touched in any other way besides jumping on them. Now besides this, he has many more tactics for if you're not fast enough, like rolling from one side to the other to throw you off. However, there's one problem with this. He's way too easy, so you will never see these moves. It takes too long for him to cast a spell, and the arena is also really small. This combined makes it really easy to just stomp him 3 times very fast. So this fight is just too easy. However, there's also the more difficult version. For this fight, Kamek uses his magic to greatly increase the size of Lemmy's ball. He also summons more balls even faster, and the player must now use them to stomp Lemmy. So this requires some actual skill and platforming to take him out, since he's just too high up. And if you don't make it, he will spawn even more balls. Once stomped twice, Lemmy's already huge ball will grow again, making for a more difficult approach. And after 3 hits, he's down. So here they finally start to use the balls in a good way. You could already bounce on them, but there was no use in doing this. But now with the bigger ball, you need to use them to get higher up, giving the entire mechanic purpose. This was a smart move, since the one from Super Mario World wasn't that good and Super Mario Bros 3 version needed work, and that's what they did. But what happens now? What did they do with Lemmy after this? Now it all stayed the same, some sort of, since they did add some fun little things to the boss fight. For example, in New Super Mario Bros 2, where they added a stage with a conveyor belt, and on the ceiling is a button that switches its direction. This changes the fight to some degree, but still the main tactics are the same, but at least this adds something new to it. And the same happened in New Super Mario Bros U. Here, he got a bomb ball ability that explodes after a short amount of time. But sadly enough, it suffers from the same problem as the first boss fight in New Super Mario Bros Wii. He's just too slow. Now after this, he was seen in some spin-off games where we, yet again, see him with his ball. Clearly, this was a part of his fighting strategy and personality. It's very fitting with the colorful and childish vibe he has, and they started with this from the very beginning. So clearly, this was set in stone. And after this, not a lot changed. Sure, he was seen in a ton of spin-off games like Mario Kart, Super Smash Bros and Paper Mario, but not in the main series games, and we haven't seen any sign of him in Super Mario Odyssey, so we have no idea if he will return and when. We will just have to wait and see. Hey lovely human beings, don't forget to check out Quid, it's tons of fun and works really well. They support the channel and have a quality product, best of both worlds. Also, don't forget to add me, my name is WilyYT. Links are in the description and the comments section. Hey everyone, I'll be going to Summer in the City in London this year together with my editor, Commonwealth Realm and Thiefbug. The event is from the 4th to the 6th of August in the London Excel, and we'll even have our own Zelda panel on Sunday, so come to the event and hang out with us. Link to the event's website is in the description. Thanks for watching everybody, I hope you all enjoyed. If you want to watch more videos, click the annotations on the screen right now. And if you want to subscribe, then that's great, because way more is coming.